Okay, this is a zoning board meeting for July 29th, 2026. We're gonna stand and say the pledge.
Well, allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna do roll call. Dan Gerken.
Here.
Kathy Kogut.
Here.
Nick Sabazic.
Here.
Thomas Stampone.
Here.
Wade Turner.
Here.
Yeah, I hand it over to the chair again.
All right, approval of minutes for meeting held on June 24th, 2026.
Kogut motion.
Sabazic second. All right, motion by Kogut, second by Sabazic. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried 5-0. All right, new business. Land use variance, area variance, Sweet Life LLC 2303 Hamburg Turnpike, requesting a building coverage variance from 15% to 7% of a lot to permit installation of new 72-foot by 400-foot sugar storage facility within the Bethlehem redevelopment area. Anyone here from Sweet Life LLC?
Yep.
If you'd just like to stand, state your name, and just give us a description of the project, please.
Matt Regi. I work as the manager at that facility. The project is essentially a phase one. I have it up here, really what we're going to be doing. The only difference is the drawing that I sent is actually it's 450 feet instead of 400 feet. I couldn't find if I had told you 400 or 450. Yeah, and the drawing said 450. So that was my mistake.
So it's 450.
It's 450 feet long, yeah. We're still
Under
the 15%. Yeah, so what this is a warehouse. It's a storage warehouse. It's going to be used for raw sugar as well as finished product. This is phase one. We're going to put this in. This is a concrete pad with this is the building that we're going to be putting up. And then phase two is just essentially going to be further processing facility over here for finished product. No more refining, but just sending sugar and putting it into totes and storing it here. But as of right now, it's only this. That's the reason this is under the 15% is because this is a phase one, and then phase two is probably 2 years down the road.
So on this drawing where it says 400, that's 450.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's where I made my mistake.
Just asking so that I looked at this.
Character thing, can I offer a comment?
Yes, sir.
From development. So, the name Sweet Life may not resonate with people. This is the sucrose sourcing project that we refer to it as. The primary operation is in the Gateway Metroport area. This is their first foray into a property that's just east of that in the Renaissance Commerce Park, correct, Matt? That's
Yes.
okay. So this is all connected to what we know as Sucro, and Sucro obviously has invested multi-millions of dollars in that facility over the last several years. So this is a continued good news message of their expansion and more investment into Lackawanna. But I just want to make sure that Sweet Life and Sucro were connected in terms of what you all remember as the names of the projects and what this is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
And then this is actually our current. We own this facility here that is actually connected to this one. So this is our current facility
On the west side of the track.
on the west side of the tracks. Yep.
And Matt, just real quick, just summarize what operation is there just for
At our current
the
facility.
current facility and for the public.
Yeah, so really right now what we're doing is we're bringing in raw sugar. We bring it into the facility, we melt it down, we recrystallize it, and we are shipping that out as refined sugar. So we are actually right now the only sugar refinery in the Northeast US. There was another one in Yonkers, New York. They just shut down because of constraints on the market. We're actually doing surprisingly well just because in this area there's a lot of food processing facilities. So we're able to distribute this at a lower cost because we can knock down the delivery cost of our product. So what we're doing is we're bringing in raw, refining it, shipping it out as refined sugar to customers like HP Hood, General Mills, Nestle, Kraft Heinz, Unilever, which does Ben and Jerry's over in Vermont. All of these are some of our big customers.
And you can see all of their facilities from what used to be the gate at the lower end of Ridge Road, just before you get on the Skyway. you can see all of their facilities right in front of you. That, all that operation, that's Sucro.
Any board members have any questions? Anyone from the public like to speak on this? Hi, if you'd just like to come up and state your name, Dan Gerken makes a motion to open the floor to the public.
A second, Tom Stampone.
All right, motion by Gerken, second by Stampone to open the floor to the public. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried. If you'd just like to state your name, sir.
Yeah, my name is Eric Burrows. So I just like to say good afternoon. Again, my name is Eric Burrows. I am part owner of Ferris Manufacturing. We are located at 1951 Hamburg Turnpike. Ferris Manufacturing is a family-owned metal fabrication business that my father started back in 1987. Our original shop was located at the north end of the plant, up where Buffalo Ready Mix is, Lanita, Southside Precast, that's where the original was. But eventually we outgrew that facility, and then we moved to the old locomotive repair shop, or now it's referred to Building 30, where we have been since 1992. We are the longest tenants of Buffalo Crushed Stone / New Enterprise, who owns and leases the property that both us and Sucro are on. In the nearly 40 years that we've been located in the steel plant site, we've seen many changes. The once making steel operation buildings, pipe racks, original office buildings have come down, and then the property sat vacant for years. Within the last decade, there's finally been some site development going on. A bike path, windmills, solar panels, and businesses like Welded Tube, Compass Minerals, TRS, the warehouses along Route 5, and also Sucro Sweet Life were added. The port has also saw an increase with the staging of materials for not only the new stadium, but also the windmills that are now headed to the southern tier. While the economic development overall has been positive for the area, there's been one major issue: drainage. With the entire 1951 Hamburg Turnpike site being a brownfield zone, these new businesses have just capped off or brought in fill to these sites, raising the existing property levels so that way they're not excavating into the potentially contaminated ground and face remediation. So with higher building sites and knowing water always finds the lowest point, the question is, where has all this water gone? Not towards Route 5, because that would impact everyday traffic. Not towards the lake and the runoff, because that would be DEC issues. Instead, it sits in the middle of the property where we are located. And it also sits along the docks and the port. It is not uncommon for the docks and the ports to have up to 2 feet of standing water at any time.
2 feet.
2 feet. This has also caused major issues with the roadway that was put in off of Dona Street after the Ridge Road's entrance was closed due to the bike path being put in. The roadway is the lowest point as well, because again, all these properties are elevated. So the water sits there, freezes, damages the pavement. The potholes are absolutely horrendous. There are potholes that are no exaggeration, 8 inches deep, bigger than diameter than a 55-gallon drum. It has also gotten so bad that our people are driving through other business properties, TRS, to avoid this road and around a telephone pole, which is located right next to the solar panels, to avoid this road. It is so bad. Fortunately, I drive this every day, so I kind of know where the potholes are, but when there's water in there, you cannot see them. I had a customer come in to do a project review on a project we were doing. He blew the tire right off his rim because he hit a crater pothole. An employee of ours has also needed to purchase a new vehicle. He ended up buying an SUV because he was sick of water coming through the doors on his Honda Accord. The property owners clearly do not care about the water in the roadway or the potholes, as this has been neglected for years. But however, they do care about access to the port, as this is where the boats are coming in for the windmill parts, salt for Compass Minerals, and the sugar for Sucro. So what has been done to try to alleviate the water situation along the docks at the port? A retention pond was dug next to our facility, and the water is pumped into it to get it away from the docks. So they're literally just pushing around the problem. When we think of a retention pond, you might think of a water runoff in a neighborhood with cattails, wildlife, and maybe even a spot to kayak in there if it's big enough. Not in this cesspool. A hole that was dug with excavators. No liner was put down. Was just dug with the foundations and rebar still sticking out like spaghetti in this hole. I have pictures. The water is so black it looks like motor oil. A brown frothy sludge on top. Water so bad that not even ducks or geese will land in it, and a smell that can only be described as feces mixed with bro. While I would say that all of the drainage issues are not a direct result of sucro, but this awful stench sludge 100% is. The raw sugar is leaching into this flooded area and then pumped into this retention pond for it to just then spill over into the roadways with the heavy rain and snow melt. Again, people are avoiding this flooded roadway because of this molasses sludge. Employees are having to get Delta Sonic unlimited washes to try to rinse the sticky, smelly residue off their vehicles. My family members who also work there cannot even park their cars in their garage because the smell is so bad and permeates into the house. We have been forced to close the overhead doors on our shop because the smell is so bad when the wind comes out of the east. Employees constantly complaining about the smell, how horrible it is, and how they have to wear a respirator on windy days. What is this sludge? Is it clogging the existing sewers and drainage? Is it really sewage because the drains are clogged? Is this even safe to breathe? I understand this does not impact many people by the output today. If these issues were happening in a residential neighborhood, there'll be a lot more people here speaking. There are obviously incentives involved with this being called the Bethlehem redevelopment area, whether it be the ECIDA, City of Lackawanna, or New York State funding. But I would kindly ask before this 29,000 square foot, which is now bigger, it's 33,000 square foot because if it's 450, before it's put up, please look into the drainage of the entire site. And also look into what is being leached into this water system. I'd be happy for anyone to come out to our business and have a look for yourselves, but I would wait because it's very dry now, and I'll wait for it to rain, and you can guys see the flooding and what this retention pond looks like. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I comment?
Who's in charge of this road?
That's what we're-
I'm about to say. So this, Chuck Clark from Development. So the Erie County Sewer Department is very aware. Let me back up before I even get into specifics. The land is owned by a combination of Tecumseh, which is the bankruptcy successor to Bethlehem Steel, and the Erie County, Buffalo and Erie County Land Bank, managed by the ECIDA. The city of Lackawanna does not control site development. We control zoning, we control permitting, site plan review. I do know that the ECIDA, in partnership with the land bank, is very aware of the sewer issue. The county is working on it. I can't speak to where they are. Our purview in this is twofold. One, site plan review. Does the site plan meet our code and our specifics and our zones? That said, if there is something in the site plan, which that's not your purview is the zoning issue. If there's something in the site plan review that needs to be called out as a condition before this moves forward, that's something we can recommend. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the city doesn't have the direct authority to affect that. That is a county process. So the comments that are here today are valid, are of huge concern. I will add a supporting comment. It's not just the industrial section. We've had people in the first ward complaining of the residual sewer problems related to that. But in terms of what our direct authority is here, the request is made against the zoning code and what variances they're requesting. You could condition that to say contingent upon satisfactory determination of sewer changes impact on surrounding businesses and so on, or you can choose to table it. But if you choose to table it, remember that none of the things to satisfy are in our control. So, those are things that you have to keep in perspective. We're partners, but that land was turned over years ago to the county land bank.
But just as a citizen, this is COVID for the taping of this meeting. As citizens of Lackawanna, though, we should take some responsibility here. Who can we get this man's letter to at the ECIDA?
Oh, I
Can we help
I can
him?
give you 100 people that send a letter.
Okay,
That's not.
I'll make the copies.
That's not an issue. I can do that.
It is.
But let us help you. Let.
Well,
Well, part of the thing is too, is I mean, we talked because the landlord is New Enterprise Stone, and we've talked many times to him about the smell, the condition on the road. Well, we're working on it, we're doing this, and part of it is, it's okay, you can understand, maybe after the winter, the potholes got worse and stuff. This is going on 2 years, like, this is the point where this is negligence. Like, this isn't just, oh, it's a pothole that opened up over the winter and over time. It is bad, it is very bad.
And there is conversation, there is a partnership, if you will. Scott Simmons, who is the general manager of the port, and John Capolino, who's the president of the ECIDA, talk pretty regularly. So we can help, we can be conduits, but I want to be clear.
It has nothing to do with.
I don't want to say it has nothing to do with us, because that's almost like disassociating ourselves. We can advocate for change. We can't control change. And the advocacy can be very strong, but just I want to make sure that everybody's clear that we don't own that land. Everybody thinks we do. We don't own it until a business purchases the land from the land bank and puts their capital improvement on it. Then the facility becomes a tax-paying entity, and the road that surrounds it, Donor Street Extension, Steelworkers Way, becomes city roads. I can't speak to the port because that's a federal designated area, but within the Commerce Park, the Donor Street Extension and the north and south to Steelworkers Way, those are deeded to the city. And as more roads within the Commerce Park proper become developed, those roads will be deeded to the city as well. But in terms of this gentleman's very, very valid concerns, we can strongly advocate, but I come back to the point at hand, Chairman Durkin. Your role here today is to look at Sucro's request in the context of our zoning, understanding what was said here. You can put some caveat on it. I would just caution by saying, you're not the site plan reviewer, that's the planning board.
Right.
Your job here is specific to the zoning requirements. Are you coming to the planning board later?
I don't know.
At 6 o'clock, you should.
It's at 6.
It's at 6 o'clock. Well, I would encourage you, if you have the time,
Okay.
to do so.
Is that on the agenda
Yes.
as well?
Site plan is on it as well, and that's
You should-
site plan, just so I'm not talking in jargon here. Site plan is the very detailed specifics of how it's set up, setbacks, all of that, any variances that this board may or may not enact, okay? That would be the area where the site plan could be approved as it is, approved with conditions, tabled, all of those things. This lady and gentleman here are specific to what the zone allows for things like setbacks, lot coverages and things of that nature. Not to minimize it at all, but it's a very specific set of responsibilities that they have.
Understood.
Okay, thank you. So
Thank you. All right, Gerken makes a motion to close the public hearing.
Savazek second.
Motion by Gerken, second by Savazek to close the public hearing. Everyone in favor?
But we're not doing any kind of
Yeah, I
caveat to, oh, I'm
I
sorry.
just
Oh,
have to close.
out.
you gotta close the comment
Okay.
period.
everyone in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried 5-0. All right. So I guess as being the zoning board, I mean, what we're like this gentleman has all, his major concerns, which we all, can appreciate. But looking at just the zoning, I make a motion to approve the land use variance
As
as asked for.
Savazek second.
Anyone in favor? Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Motion by Gerken, second by Sabazek. Motion carried 5-0. Thank you.
Mr. Zucker, can we move on? So, sir, I'm gonna encourage you, because I don't wanna make it seem like we're kicking your concerns down the road, not at all.
No, please.
If you are,
Okay,
if you are
6 o'clock.
able to go to the 6 o'clock meeting and make a very similar statement to what you did here, I will guide the board similarly that in whatever site plan comments they make, part of that could be contingent upon some type of feedback or concurrence from the sewer department that some of these concerns will be addressed or are being addressed, however the appropriate phrase is, okay? All right.
Yeah, it's not in the purview of the zoning board, site planning it.
Matt, I hope you understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We all love your sugar.
Yeah. Who doesn't love
Sorry.
I do not like sugar.
Everyone
But
loves
it is, you know,
it.
it's
This
serious.
is good, yeah.
Okay,
Please
thank
come
you.
back.
I don't know
at
what
6. Are you gonna-
All right, thank you. Item number 2, land use variance, area variance, 6 Weber Road. Anyone from 6 Weber? All right, no one from 6 Weber. They're requesting a 6-foot tall privacy fence in their front yard. I guess my question, so looking at this is for 6 Weber, and on their plans here, they have it going across the front to 4 Weber. Is that 2 separate parcels or is it 1 parcel?
They are now connected. They are the same party.
So it's the same parcel now?
Yes, 4 and 6 are now.
4 and 6 are the same parcel?
Yes. So it's considered a corner lot. So
Yep.
that's what they're asking for. Because the side yard is considered front yard on a corner lot.
Correct.
So that's what they're asking for. They're staying back behind the foundation on Weber side. But they need the variance to be in the side yard, front yard,
Right.
going towards smoking area.
Any board members have any questions on this? That was my.
The applicant here or
They're
not?
Not here, no. We can still move forward without them being here. Or if
And
you
they
don't.
have to have a 6-foot fence. They can't go with the regular 4-foot, which is in our,
I mean, we can always, make a motion to table this and they could come in. They would have to put it back on the agenda, right?
Yeah.
The next meeting?
because we don't know the reasons why they need 6 over 4.
They were looking for.
Well, they should be here.
For the grandchildren and stuff. This is
But-
Scott Hayes Code Enforcement, 8 Weber. The neighbor of 8 Weber was here in the audience before everyone showed up.
Mhm.
I showed him my complete packet. And he is all for this because it's gonna be privacy from between 6 and 8. 8 is his house, 6 would be her house, and then her grandchildren would be
Oh, I see.
in the fenced-in yard now.
Right.
Instead of being in his backyard and everything, he is all for it.
Scott, for the board's benefit, Clarkson Development. From a safety perspective, automobiles, any other type of motor vehicle around that area, does a 6-foot fence cause a problem around the corner?
Nothing at all. I would say it's a good 35 to 40 feet from the actual corner.
Okay,
Because her property line doesn't go that far.
okay.
Because if you go to this one right here,
Yeah, I'm looking over weights.
yeah, if you go over this one, you can see where her property line is. And she's going right about there, 12 feet from the inside of the sidewalk. Around the corner. So it's not gonna block any car making the turn.
Well, I mean, well, it's up to the board. If you'd like to move forward, would you like to table? Anyone from the public here to speak on 8 Web, excuse me, 6 Weber? Okay, motion to approve? Need a second?
COVID second.
Okay, motion by Sabazic, second by Kogut. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carried 5-0. All right. Land use variance, area variance, 81 St. Jude requesting a rear yard variance from 25 feet to 5 feet and a side yard variance from 10 feet to 4 feet to install a 12 by 20 foot shed in a single family residential zone. Anyone from 81 St. Jude? Just like to state your name and just give us just a rundown of your project here, please.
Sean Hallis, I'm a local contractor. I just basically need the shed for more storage. I talked with all the neighbors. Nobody has a problem, rear neighbors, side neighbors, neighbors across the street. Everyone says, yeah, go ahead, you should do it. So basically, that's what I'm here for, more just more cold storage, just for equipment. That's what I need, more storage for.
And it's just, it's going behind the existing garage, correct, around the
Correct.
property?
Yeah. Yeah, be 4 feet off the side.
Yeah.
The one back corner 7 and the other one would be 5, because a lot, 8.
Any board members have any questions on this? Anyone from the public here to speak? Any motion?
I'll second. Council Stample.
Motion by Sabazic, second by Stampone. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried 5-0. Any, thank you, sir.
So I have a question. So
Yeah.
when you get a variance, how long is that good for? Good for 1 year.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry, site plan is 1 year, zoning is 6 months.
6 months to put it up, or you have to go back to.
Yes.
Or pull your permit, because your permit's good for a year then,
Okay, so now I would go and get a permit now?
from our office every 3 months.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any old business? Okay, Gerken makes a motion to adjourn.
COVID seconds.
Motion by Gerken, second by Hogan to adjourn. Anyone in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carried 5-0. Thank you.